get this started up. I don't know what the heck just happened there. All right. I think I'm up and running. For some reason, all my devices are taking a poopy on me. I'm not sure. All right. Well, got no idea what's going on here and why I don't have any picture. Sorry, guys. This is a touch of a cluster. Not sure what I've done here. Oh boy. This is a cluster, guys. I'm really sorry about this. All right, now I think I got it up and working. Okay, guys, sorry about that. How's everybody doing today? My name is Mike D, and welcome to the High Mountain RC Studio. Um, Obviously, this was not an amazing go this morning. Um, Let me see if I can get some videos that I'm okay to play so I don't get flagged. I hope you guys find your way over here. Today, what I'm doing is I'm talking about the Project IJ. Basically what I have done, who I ordered it from, a little shout out to those guys, and a little bit of a talk about going through licensed resellers, licensed printers to purchase these things. There's a correct way to do things to support our hobby, and there is an absolutely wrong way to go about it. Um, the perks of doing it the correct way are that, uh, you know, the after service working with these companies. I myself worked with Redline Designs. There are a few, quite a few, that are able to print and you are able to purchase. Most of these come from, or all of these come from the Umagine website, where the person who designed it, the people who print it, all get their cut of what it is. And if we want to keep these people innovating in our hobby, the hobby that we all love, or the hobby that I definitely love, um, we got to support them and we got to do things the correct way. Buying these off scalpers, you're not sure what you're getting. It could be a good product, but they have not gone through the process correctly to be the correct people to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. And if you go in the description, you'll see, not only that I went through Redline Designs, but a complete list of people who are, the licensed printers and sellers of these bodies. Unfortunately, I don't have a 3D printer. One of these days, I will bite that bullet and get the 3D printer. But it's going to take a long time before I can get this quality going. I'm just kind of waiting for some more people to step in here before we start going into it. Um, I'll tell you a little bit about my figure that I put in here. Did Captain America. A, I love America. B, he's dressed in blue, and as you can see, I'm kind of into blue stuff. Um, yeah, so when this one popped up, this was one that Jordan from Redline Designs had made pre-sale. Hey, there's Jordan right there. Morning, brother. How you doing? Uh, this is number 65. I'm not sure if it was the first one, but it was one of the first ones with the dovetail on it. New design that just kind of popped up. Beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna do some more work on this guy. I've been working on the comp truck, which is that little guy over there. So I haven't had much time to put into this other than getting her mounted. Um, Easy. Came with a kit to mount. Um, Specifically to this. This is a Phoenix Portal. Um, it was my TOF truck. Uh, Came with SPG tan portal axles. I have not gone and gotten the aluminum third members yet, but this guy's just starting to get dressed up and ready to go. So I just kind of wanted to come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about my rig and how cool it is and how excited I am to run it. And B, we know that these guys have more coming out. Jordan has one that's going to be coming out here in the next couple of days that's ready for sale. Um, and they also offer going through and doing all the design the way that you want it. When I originally started talking to Jordan, I started talking to him about doing a custom one, and I wanted, this and I wanted that. And then this guy popped up um, available, and this is so close to what I actually wanted. The addition of the dovetail was kind of the reason that I jumped on this instead of going with the one that we had talked about previously. But I'm a big fan of blue, um, and this is beautiful. The minute that I got that Phoenix, I thought, what can I do? What can I put on it to make it awesome? And this is what I did. I haven't finished electronics. I don't have servos in it. There's a bunch of stuff. The tire, these are not the ending tires for it. We're going to go with something much more scale. So, anyways, let's just kind of hop right in. Um, like I said, this one came from Redline Designs. It's a beautiful rig. I threw some stickers on it just to kind of jazz it up. Um, but everything on this works. It's a tiny 1/10 scale replica, or not tiny, 1/10 isn't small, but everything on this opens. All the detail on this guy, how it sits, how it mounts, everything on this is perfect. I'll tell you a little bit about our initial story. Um, I am, as you can tell by this morning's kind of jumping around, I am not the most technical human being when it comes to computers and when it comes to technology. That being said, I hopped on there and Jordan just helped me. There was a little bit of an issue with Imagine, so it took us until the next day to get the deal completed. But Jordan works with those guys, got us what we needed from them, and I got all the information on how to make sure that I was getting everything to him correctly. The awesome thing uh, is he stuck with me throughout the process. The bad thing is as I was getting everything mounted, this is uh, this is going to be the sad part. As I was getting everything mounted, I was actually doing this number, got everything done, put a battery in it, getting ready to put it down, and I went just like this, and it slipped out of my hand. Nose dive straight down into the ground. I did break the grill. I did break the bumper. The bumper, I'm planning on putting on a metal bumper, so I didn't necessarily want that replaced. At all. I'm doing I'm gonna do a scale aluminum bumper with a built-in winch, working winch. So that'll be it's actually on its way. I was hoping that it would be here for today and I could throw it on while we were on here, but didn't show up. Um, that being said, I literally sent him a message the next day and said, Jordan, messed up, got butterfingers, dropped it, cried out like a baby when it happened. uh, and he said, no worries, I'll get those printed and get those out to you right away. And this is what I'm talking about when you go with the licensed guys. It's a service. It's put together where they're willing to go that extra mile to make sure that you're getting exactly what you want. I honestly can't tell you how much I appreciate the ability to get back a hold of him and say, hey, this is what I broke. This is what I've done. This is what I'd like to change. He knows exactly what I have and can remake, or we can kind of change things up any way you any way you want. You know, that's kind of the awesome thing about any of these style of projects, and especially this IJ, is it's yours. You know, you can do with it what you please. For me, I'm going with that scale, so that's where we're at. Morning. How are you? If anybody has any questions, if anybody wants to see anything specific, I'm happy to uh, show you everything. I think probably what I'll do is we'll just flip her upside down. Well, Captain America is probably going to fall out. So for mounting, you know, there's a few screws underneath that mount. It's got new skids that come with the mounting kit where it just sits right on top of there. You do have to move around the electronics a little bit, you know, just to get everything to fit. Like I said, I have not done the electronics in this guy at all. So that being said, there's an ESC. This is going to get the Hobbywing Quick Run Fusion Pro. So it won't have an ESC and all that stuff. So I'll be able to clean it up a little bit more. But as you can see, comes with everything that you need. Has the upper mounting plate for electronics. I also put my battery up in this space as well. I run a tiny little battery. Um, so I just slip it right in there and it runs everything that I need. I don't have a lighting kit set up on this guy yet, but I will. And I do have mounting for that lighting kit to fit in there. So it's all right there, ready to rock and roll. Um, Eventually, I would like to do a light bar on this guy. And at that point, I'll get a hold of Jordan. I'm sure that he can sound off in the comments as to if there is anything available that I could add to this. But again, that's the good thing about going through these guys and their services, and uh, you know, they literally can just look back at the records and go, "This is the one that you got. This is what we can add to it," and do any of those kind of changes that you want. The continued service. One other thing that I'm gonna, you know, obviously this will have tail lights as well. One other thing that I'm going to do is eventually I'd like to do a spare tire rack for the back. I'm not quite there yet. Like I said, I'm just going to start collecting the parts, but extending this guy a little bit, adding a couple of those scale details, maybe a little cooler in the back, passenger seat. Eventually, this guy's going to get Marty McFly in the driver's seat. Looks like Overreach Designs has a killer light bar for these guys. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take a look and get this one all set up. So basically, what I have coming up, and kind of the reason why I want to get this guy done and ready, and my focus has shifted from the comp truck to this guy, is we have a local to Southwest Montana event coming up. Um, Giants Playground. We got it's a crawl event. We're doing a little bit of competition stuff, friendly competition stuff, which is the way that I prefer it, and some scale stuff. So we're going to have a little scale town. I'll throw a link up to that into the description of this as well. If you guys are in the area or looking to make a trip out this way, um, we're going to be having a good time up there. Always, it's a 3-day event, barbecuing, camping, night crawls, comps during the day, uh, family friendly, fun, just an awesome weekend to get out with the guys up in the mountains. So yeah, this one's gonna go. You know, we're gonna night drive this through Scale Town. So we're gonna get it all dressed up and ready to rock and roll for that. Does anybody have anything they'd like to see specifically? Interior wise, sorry, I don't have a mobile camera. We'll pull Captain America out of there. show that interior. As you can see right here, it says Redline Designs number 65. That's this guy here. And I think he has number 70 coming up here, next to that, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Every fifth one that he does, he builds one and just offers it up for sale. So it's his design. I mean, this is kind of cool. This is part of the reason why you go to these innovators is they have great eyes for these kind of things. Oh, it looks like it's going up today. So keep your eye out on his socials, and make sure you're keeping up on that because when these come out, they go quick. Um, I mean, I was ready and searching when this one came up, and I think I was, the first one, obviously, of 8 or 10 different people who were like, I want that one. So I'm the winner. I love it. Also, along with this guy, um, in the original conversation that Jordan and I were having, he had accidentally spilled a little bit of super glue portion of the build process on the hood. So he said, "I'm just going to throw that extra hood in there with it. If you ever need it for anything, you can throw it on." What I told him was sign that guy. So what I've done, uh, I kind of collect things from all of the companies that I hold near and dear to my heart. Most of them are American companies, which is a big deal to me. I fully appreciate America and American products. So you'll see things like Reefs. That's not American, but very great company to work with. Uh, 314 crawlers. That's Tim. He's the guy who does the four-wheel steer add-ons to multiple different controllers. Got that guy, and that knob right there runs your rear end. Just gives you that nice fine tuning. I love it. I appreciate him. So he has made the wall of love. This is the hood, signed by Jordan. I believe it was his first signature that he's ever done. And glad to be the first one to ask for it, first one to get one. So the hood up there, put the sticker up there with it so everybody can see what it is. Some Vanquish stuff, a Vanquish miscut sheet, and a Reefs Gold member deal. The shelf was made by my beautiful daughter. My son is super into welding, so this is one of his test welds that he did. So this is things that are near and dear, important to my heart, and Jordan has made the made the cut. Um, because of this, and because of how simple it was to work with him. Both when we were talking about designing and um, when we were working ourselves through this purchase process. He was so helpful. Just these are the things. Give me ideas. We shared pictures back and forth during the design portion. Um, Again, this was his design and his build, not mine. Um, and I appreciate fully how easy he made that process. And I know that the other gentlemen that, or the other people that have that same licensed ability will work with you in the same manner. If going through Umagine, which there's also a link to that, has so many different offerings from so many different people on many RC products. Um, there's free things all the way up to highly advanced things like this that are weeks of printing to make happen. Um, so let's talk a little bit more about the future of this guy. What I would like to do and what I would like to see out of this is I'm going to extend it out. I bet I can find the bucket O links and ends. I think I did not save a tag. So we're going to be extending this guy front and rear. We're going to give it, about a ½ inch overall of extension on each end, which is going to give us that spread out look. I'm also going to take it just a touch wider. In this configuration, it looks great this wide. To me, going out just a little bit longer is going to create the need to get a little bit more girth to it. Obviously, the new tires that are coming are going to be a little bit wider of a set, so they're going to, they're going to poke out a little bit more. But what I'm looking for is this spacing here. Once I'm a little bit longer, it just kind of looks too narrow, I'm afraid. So we're going to go a little bit wider as well. I don't have the tag. These are Traxxas. So I got two extended length ones to try. These are the Traxxas ones that Jordan suggested, and I don't remember the number. I'll figure it out and I'll get the link in the. Jordan might be able to toss it up here too if he remembers what the code on that is. But those will give you some extension on that guy, get us the link that we're looking for. This is basically just the RPM version of the same thing, just with no ball in there. I usually keep the tag. There you go. Traxxas 5525. That's the ones you're looking for when you're going to extend this guy. If you're going to extend this guy. Also, like I said previously, we're gonna throw. I haven't chosen the winch yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna do an internal spool winch and just have it run out through a fair lead, or if I'm actually gonna do a full. I think I probably want to do a full scale winch on there, and then do some add-ons eventually. Like I said, Marty McFly is gonna go in this, but it's taking a little bit for him to show up, so went with Captain America for now. I threw these guys on. I think I am actually going to go with perhaps the same wheel, but I'll do a clear instead of a gray. I really want this to kind of be as scale as possible. I know I say that while having SPG 10 axles on it, and I don't think anybody's ever seen a Jeep with SPG 10 axles, a 1-to-1 in the wild. But this is kind of what we're after. That and this being special to me, those being limited edition. This is just going to be something that is forever and always back over in this area. I am getting rid of the TV. I'm going to move on from that, and I'm going to put some RC racks back in the corner for everybody to view. Excuse me, I'm parched. Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to see? It looks like I've got 8 or so folks in here. And really, kind of my thought process behind this was to show you what these guys are building, the innovations that have come out. Like I said, I'm not sure if this was the first or not, but this is one of the first with the dovetailed rear end. So it's something that I'm holding near and dear to me, and something that I will always have in the collection. And once I have that rack and the lighting set up, it will kind of forever be in the background. It's not one that I plan on running a ton, as far as just going out and getting it out in the mountains. I've got a bunch of other rigs that I take out and do. I've got comp stuff, I've got other trail stuff. I've got Cold Turkey, my 1 year of sobriety vehicle that I built in December, celebrating that new chapter. So these are guys that will always be around, and they will always be visually pleasing. It'll probably be more cleaning than running of these guys, knocking the dust off of them, making them look good, and having conversations. I do this week, or I'm planning on doing this weekly. Obviously, there will be some weekends where the availability of me doing this Sunday morning show and tell won't be there. Easter weekend is one of those weekends, and there are going to be some times that I am not available. That being said, most Sundays at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be right here doing this. Most weekends, this weekend's a little bit different because I wanted to showcase this and I wanted everybody to be able to see who are thinking about purchasing one of these, telling them we need to do that through the licensed people so the proper people are getting paid so they continue to innovate and continue to create these beautiful things um, for our hobby. These people who are creating these beautiful things also offer things up that are free, and those free things use them in that manner. But this is an honor system ish type thing. We need to honor that. It's our responsibility. Sorry about that, touching the mic. It's our responsibility to make sure that our our hobby continues to grow. If these people who are innovating and making these things wherever they are in the world, if they're not receiving what they're supposed to be receiving for that, and their product is still being out there, it is not good for our. It might be good for the one guy who bought that, but overall for our hobby, it is not okay. It is not good, and I wholeheartedly disagree with it. If you're buying the files and printing it for yourself, that's awesome. You have way more patience than I have, which is why I went for a fully assembled body. Um, and it was assembled beautifully. And the aftercare support, the support while doing the purchase, the zero fear in the transaction. It's all very up and up. It's all very on board. And that's not to say that people who are selling things online are bad or good, but you definitely need to be checking the history of those people and the validity of them and the reality of actually getting what you were sent. When you go through these license guys, there is no worry. You literally are guaranteed what you're getting. And if you're unhappy, you can go through the proper channels to get that rectified, whatever that rectification would be. But honestly, I got this. It is amazing. It blew me away. You know, Jordan has the scale garage, which is something that I don't have. So when those pictures are taken and that video is taken in that space, it is just next level. You can't hardly tell um, that it's a 3D printed body versus a actual one to one. And that's kind of what turned me on to that direction. But it also makes you nervous. You know what are you seeing? Are you actually seeing? Is it perfect lighting that's getting it done? Um, as you can see here, where I don't have perfect lighting, it looks like a real vehicle. I mean, it looks like. I mean, obviously, Captain America isn't going to be rallying around in a Jeep on my desk, but it holds true. It looks good. This is next level in my mind. I've always dreamed of having a Jeep. uh, Especially being here in Montana, I've always dreamed of having a Jeep so that we could go out in the mountains. I've done the Toyotas and stuff. I used to mess around with those 25 years ago. But basically everything up here is shut down. You can't really go anywhere. Um, Unless you can find private property that someone's allowing, wheeling to take place on, which is pretty few and far between, almost non-existent. So that being said, sold out of that hobby a long time ago, and um, spent a lot of years working on my career. And about 4 or 5 months ago, I started this YouTube channel. About a year before that is when I got into RC. Um, Being just a short time in the hobby. And I love to just like fully immerse myself in whatever it is that I'm doing. If it's worth any time, it's worth a lot of time to me. Um, Otherwise, I just wouldn't bother with it. And I've found not only amazing vehicles in this day and age. My experience previous to this was 25 or 30 years ago. I'm no spring chicken. So my previous experience with this was a long time ago. And the quality difference between then and now is amazing. And knowing some people who have some of those vehicles from 10, 12 years ago, and seeing what the difference is between just 10, 12 years ago and now, this hobby has come to a place that is absolutely amazing. The things that are kicked out, the quality of things that are kicked out, the longevity of some of these things that are kicked out, are absolutely amazing. Companies like Vanquish, I don't know that they get bad reviews on anything. y- I I haven't been disappointed with a thing from them. And I have a few. I've got the Optic Cold Turkey. I've got this guy, which was the Phoenix Portal RTR TOF truck. That's a VRD Carbon. Another nice. Hey, look, I'm wearing the same shirt. Oops, probably not good. Limited wardrobe here at the High Mountain RC Studio. Um, yeah, so I got the VRD Carbon, but lots of Vanquish products, lots of Reef products. This one will get a Reef servo at some point. The good thing about really pushing to have the best things in a truck is that you end up with the best possible product in the end of it all. Um, the unfortunate thing is when you want the best, you have to pay that extra dollar to make sure that you're getting exactly what you want. And that's kind of where I'm at with this hobby. I started out doing the Traxxas Bashers is kind of the first route that me and my son went, and enjoyed that. I ran into a good friend of old from my wheeling days, Manly. I ran into him at the local hobby shop when I was in there, and he was talking about crawling. And yeah, I already had a crawler, but it was a older Red Cat crawler that yes, it did a good job, but it just wasn't competitive and wasn't a class two style, um, which is kind of where the guys around here like to sit. Um, and again, it's much more friendly crawling than highly competitive crawling in my area. So bumping into Manly, he was like, "Hey, there's a guy with a local course. Have you ever thought about getting a crawler and coming along?" And like I just made it happen, right? This, along with me no longer drinking alcohol, and most of the people that I'm friends with still do drink alcohol. Making new friends that don't drink and aren't putting me in that tempting situation. I'm fine saying no. But people not putting me in that tempting situation or me not being tempted was something that I was interested in looking for. And Manly, he doesn't drink, and I've met quite a few people in this hobby that are kind of in that same, whether there was an issue or just don't drink at all. Um, I don't know with everybody, but I have noticed that this is a place for folks with all kinds of life stories to come and meet. The folks that I met on that initial Thursday evening crawl were amazing and so supportive of, I bought the Red Cat Ascent Fusion, and I put some wheels and tires on it, um, and have since gone through 10 different sets of wheels and tires for it. But those guys were like, all right, try this, hit this rock at this point, turn your wheels up. And I get through something and they were like, nice, good job. So it's been an amazing experience, an amazing group of people that I've met and been able to enjoy time with, enjoy new spots with. Key. Like you would never know that a spot existed unless somebody told you. You could have driven by it 100 times, and not being able to see through the bushes. Um, Sometimes will hide some of the best crawling spots. And when you got 15 different guys that are all going and meeting once a week and telling everybody where everything is, you end up in some pretty cool spots. If anybody has any questions about about the IJ, hit me up if anybody has any other questions or comments or want to see anything on this channel. Again, this is just a hobby. I'm not pushing to get a million subscribers. I'd love to have a million subscribers. Never going to happen. So this is just a hobby. So on Sundays, I'm going to be doing this, kind of continuing forward. Just a little bit of a. I'll try to clean up the beginning portion so we all end up at the correct place. I don't exactly know what I did there. Technology got me again. And I'm going to be continuing to work on everything. You know, my theory on all RC vehicles is they are never finished. They are always a work in progress. Even if it's that last 1%, that last 1% lasts 100% of the time. So they're never done. Always moving, always transforming. If it isn't this one at the moment, it'll be that one. If it's not that one, it'll be one of those dozen. Um, and yeah, so we're just going to kind of keep filtering through it. And like, if you guys want to see anything, if you have any suggestions on how I can make this better for you, um, and make you want to come back and watch again, I'd be happy to listen to any of those suggestions. Um, yeah. Uh, Not all of my videos are in here. This is kind of going to be my Sunday space. Um, get that guy over there. This is kind of my Sunday space. And if I'm doing something where I'm more talking about things, I've got a workshop out in the garage with the proper desks for uh, proper desks and tools. I mean, I've got tons of tools in here as well. But I do most of my stuff and anything that's dirty, anything on the X Maxes or any of that stuff I do out there, and I do film some of it. I do have a little mini course out there, although I am moving away from minis, uh, mostly because of my eyesight. It's gotten very difficult to see the screws, and I can't really feel them. They're just too small for me. Also, the reason why I wanted a fully assembled IJ, um, the amount of screws and the strength of the eyeballs that can do that are amazing to me, and I'm glad that there's somebody out there that can do it because I know I can't. I can lose that size screws like none other. Absolutely. Um, so I'm moving out of the mini stuff. So I'm going to have a bunch of stuff here that's heavily upgraded, up for sale, at rock bottom prices. These aren't things that I'm looking to make a ton of money off of. I'd like to recoup a little bit of that money for future projects, but I want to make sure somebody gets a really good deal on something that they can see and work on. So eventually, you guys will see me put some of that stuff up. I don't know if I'll do it on here. Doesn't really make much sense to me. It kind of seems more like a local thing. Um, but if anybody from a distance, I'm not afraid to ship things. Um, but at the same token, it just seems more like a local thing for that. So yeah, as I'm moving out of that, I'll be taking those funds and moving them into other things, like finishing out the IJ, getting the rest of the things done on that. Comp truck is basically done for the year. I've got a bunch of shock tuning and stuff to do, which is kind of a never-ending battle. Um, so we're going to be rocking that out uh, over probably the next 2 or 3 weeks here before this Giants playground uh, comp. I want to get it dialed in before that, even though it is, it's not a super serious competition. It's more of a fun, run what you brung kind of thing. Um, that's what I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna bring a bunch more too. If you are in the area, even if you don't have a rig, come and meet us up there. Like I said, I'll put the link up there for that so you can see when everything is and what kind of the details on there, the deets. Get that out to you so you know, and you can join us if you're interested. I will be there. I will have multiple vehicles. Some of those vehicles are available for others to run, and run them like you stole them, because I don't mind fixing. And I would never want anybody to not enjoy themselves running a rig. So if you're ever running one of mine and I've handed you the controller, you are good to run it. Yeah, so I've let's go a little bit about High Mountain RC. Um, Kind of break off from the IJ. I want to reiterate, Redline Designs, appreciate you. Jordan, you are amazing. You are awesome to work with. Everybody else in that community, I have not had the opportunity to work, but I'm sure if if Jordan has sent out the the list, I'm sure these guys are very similar to work with as Jordan was. Um, like I said, from the initial contact all the way through to broken parts being sent, he is he has been an absolute gem, and I appreciate him. Thank you. So let's move away from that for just a second here, and we'll talk about what's coming up. Again, we're wintertime here in southwestern Montana. Our winter this year has been. Oh, what do we got here from Jordan? All of the other merchants are great to work with, and I believe that. Um, and that's why you use those licensed guys. They 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 want you to do it the correct way, and they want to offer you the best product they possibly can. This is that list of guys. Check out the description, please. So moving forward, things that I've got coming up. I am rebuilding the shocks for multiple vehicles. I have a couple of the uh, sets of the Vanquish shocks that have a little bit of a leak. Uh, but they've got a kit. They've got it all ironed out now. They've got a kit. Got one, two, three kits that I got to get ordered. And then maybe we'll do, maybe not. Shock building is horrible. I get super frustrated. Oil goes everywhere. So maybe I won't do a video of that. Or maybe I'll video all of them and just show the one that works out well, and not the rest. So, but yeah, got that coming. Shocks for that are in. We're going to be tuning that. I am going to be doing a insert video. A friend of mine, uh, Neil at SL3D Squid Inserts, he provides some of the best inserts in the game. Provided there are some things that are out that are like a half 3D printed, half foam. I haven't had the opportunity to test those yet, and I will. Um, but in this specific video, we're going to be highlighting a traditional foam or a stock foam, a dual stage foam, a silicone insert, and a 3D printed insert, and we're going to kind of go over those. Only two two foams. Yep, two foams, two silicones, and a 3D printed insert. And we're going to put those. We're going to do a little bit of a desk or a bench talk, kind of showing you what I see and what I feel with them outside of the tire. And then we'll run them through a little short course to kind of highlight how they work in the wild. Um, I am obviously just a touch biased because I am friends with Neil, um, and that's why I'm not doing 3D insert versus 3D insert versus 3D insert. I think in that scenario, my bias may come out. I think in this scenario where we're just showcasing the difference between the differences in types of inserts, I don't think my bias will come out. And like I said, the 3D inserted or 3D printed insert center with the foam on the outside, I haven't tried those yet. That may be the ticket. Also, there are many different offerings as far as the 3D printed inserts, and Neil's are the ones that I choose. They work great. My comp rigs all have them. I take that back. All of my rigs have them. Um, Only thing that doesn't right now is the Project IJ, and that's because I haven't settled on tires. When he builds them specific to exactly the tire that you have, so it fills it correctly. It's not just you know 1.9475. That's what you get. It is dialed per wheel per tire so that it sits and rides correctly. Um, so and that's why I haven't had the opportunity or haven't taken the opportunity to go elsewhere. Is these are dialed specifically to what you have, so it's difficult to step away from that. Though this being a YouTube channel, I am going to be kind of dancing things against each other over time, but I will always let you know what my whatever my slight bias may be. I will tell you what it is and the reason why. Because this is I'm transparent. I don't just 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 like these guys in the 3D printing community, the licensed 3D printing community. I want to be upfront and as honest as I can with you guys. Um, and vendors. I mean, in reality, I don't have any sponsors. I do have an affiliate link with Red Cat. If you are interested in any Red Cat things and are interested in supporting me or my channel, this is the current way to go about it. I'm working on getting some other affiliate links. Uh, Perhaps in the future. But as of currently, this is what I have. So if you want to support, this is the way to support. There's an affiliate link down in the description, or you can use HMRC Mike at checkout, and that all goes to benefit me. Um, Also, Red Cat is an amazing. If you haven't seen the story that I put up or the video that I put up talking about Red Cat and me and my son's Red Cat experience, you should go check that out. Another company that right over Darren, I believe is his name. 7 years ago, just bent over backwards, emailed me back. I just sent him a shout out or a shot on Christmas Eve after the vehicle wasn't working, and he touched base with me Christmas morning and was like, "You'll be back in the shop on Monday. We're gonna get everything sent out. Make sure it happens." He sent a care package of electronics and like he made sure that Christmas wasn't ruined, and it was not ruined. Um, it was it was rectified very shortly in an amazing way, and I appreciate that, and I will always remember that, and that's why Red Cat is the first one. Um, and I will obviously be moving on from them to not moving on from them, moving on with them to other vendors as well. Uh, Always looking to broaden my horizons. Is this something that I plan on making money with? Absolutely not. But if I can get a little bit of support for the channel through these types of things, I can offer more to you guys to watch. Um, Realistically, this has been a fun, great hobby. I do not mind putting money into this hobby as it is something that I love. Yes, it does get a little expensive from time to time, but in reality, you can choose where you go with every build. And that's kind of what I've been doing and why I've moved a little bit from the bashers into the crawlers and more scale vehicles is because of that little bit more fine detail and the true ability to take it and make it absolutely yours. Um, so that's great. Well, I think I'm probably going to check out of here, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in. All you members that have been members for a long time or been subscribers for a long time, I appreciate you guys. Um, it means a lot to me that you guys come and that you stick around. This is the most people that I've had on one of my lives, and I'm hoping to get more in. Try to create some more of that interaction with you guys. Um, so that I know that I'm doing what you guys want, I'm putting out what you guys want to see. And also, you can help me out when I make dumb mistakes, which are going to happen quite often. Anyways, it's been a great weekend. Like I said, thank you guys all. If you're not already, hit that subscribe button. Like, ask questions. I'll answer everything and anything as long as it's not inappropriate. Um, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Once again, I am Mike D. This is High Mountain RC. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Have a great day. Now I got to walk over here and turn it off.